Hello everyone. Hi, beautiful people. How are you doing? Please say hi in the comment section and let me know where you are joining me from. So, today is an incredible day where we will be talking about shattering or chatters boundaries. And we will be talking mostly about accessible communication, which I believe is an important key in everyday initiatives in life. I do remember a few years back, if you had asked me what is communication, my answer would have been quite different from today's answer. Please, if you're joining me now, let me know what do you think about communication as we move forward with the session. And I have the perfect guest speaker here to help us increase and elevate our communication skill. But not only that, she's also going to help us create a safe communication space when we are, moving and leading some of the project and initiatives in our organization. And also, communication is key to help negotiate salary and so much more. Anyway, there's a lot to unpack today, and I hope that you will get an incredible value through this session. So one thing I want to say very quickly before I invite my guest, Tonia, Dr. Tonia, in here, I want to just say very quickly a quick disclaimer that she had moved her office not too long ago, and there has been a bit of change around the internet provider she has. So the streaming could be a little bit lagging, but please, communication, please bear with us and enjoy as much as you can. So Dr. Tonya is an expert in communication, which is fantastic. I want to share very quickly her page, if you allow me to do that. I'm excited. I'm always excited anyway. So let me share very quickly her page. And I love especially this message that she has on her page where she says that the world need your voice. It's important. So please pay attention, ask question, react, share, but be engaged and let us hear your voice through the mean of the online communication. All right, please help me welcome without further ado Dr. Tonya and say hi, Dr. Tonya, in the comment section. All right, perfect. Let me stop sharing and have her on board. Hello, Dr. Tonya. Ooh. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Hopefully,
I I can
are you able
hear
to hear
you.
me? Are you
Let's
there?
yes. Let's try to make it happen. Oh, today is gonna be a
Oh,
fun day. You never know when communication
yes.
uh, and, and technology can surprise you, and today is the day, right? So, can you tell me a little bit about why are you
This
passionate
is true.
about
This is true.
communication? Oops. I hope she can hear us.
Yes, I have been passionate about communication since I was a little girl. Always been drawn to, and my mom would even tell me about. I would like correct my friends, and like I have friends from all over the world, and I would like have them watch my mouth and like, this is how you say it. And I have just naturally loved language and traveling and just seeing differences and cultural dynamics within language. And then I went to school, originally thought I was going to be a lawyer, and definitely so having a voice, about using your voice to advocate for others. But for me, it was more about, then I realized I was more passionate about the communication part of it and giving other people voice as well. And so so from there, going to graduate school in communication and from, and then teaching communication at the university for many years and getting requests from companies and from leaders that also wanted assistance with their communication. And from there is yeah, definitely always been passionate about.
Ooh, I love what I'm hearing. Thank you for sharing. I think that usually how we create our role or how we stumble upon our role is usually, there is usually a link with, the love and passion within us. And oh, I want to say hi to Carrie. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Hi, Carrie from Ontario, Canada. Please, if you are joining me now, say hello in the comment section and engage with us. So I see another user saying hello. Here, I don't see the name of the person, but thank you for joining us from Philadelphia. This is really good. So for me, if you had asked me personally, what is communication? Before, I was going to say communication is just about talking, just talking. But now I know that communication is not just about talking, it's a powerful mean that can really transcend, create innovation, right? It can lead movement. It can do so much. It can change a person's life. You know, it's a lot more than just talking. And I know that there are processes in place. So I work a lot in the environment of accessibility and inclusion in general for technology and digital product. And in that sphere, there are a lot of people, for example, within company who have a disability and who feel like they cannot properly voice themselves. So I wonder what could be, how can we create like a safe environment for everyone to communicate and navigate, you know, through some of those projects, some of those initiatives. I can see that Dr. Tonia just cut off, so this is going to be an interesting topic today. We're talking about communication, and we cannot even communicate properly with the guest due to some technical issues. Oh my goodness, this is just real. So, Dr. Tonya, my next question was, what is
Am I here? Can you
communication?
hear me?
Yes, you are here again.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think that there is a lot of issue. Oh my goodness. I can hear you, but yes, are we good? Oh boy, sometimes having issues with communication is a big problem. It's definitely it's definitely a big problem. So my next question, Dr. Tonya, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh no, I think she cannot hear me. This is a bummer. Oh boy, this is not good. Oh, this is the problem sometimes when we have technology, when we plan something and it is not working accordingly. But here's what you can do. Sometimes we all have been in places where we create an event, we create a session, or we have to do something, and things do not happen the way we plan. What should we do? Yes, I know, right? Technology is good when it works. Yes. But when it doesn't, it's a bummer. It's very sad. But then when you have an event that you have prepared because you want to provide value to people, what do? Should you cancel because of the technology? Should we move forward? What do you think we should do? I wonder, since you're on the other side, please let me know what you think. I'm gonna try to push as much as possible. Hopefully, she's able to change to another maybe setting or device and join us. So I'm just gonna hold on a little bit, but let's see. But I'm very curious. What will you do if you were in a situation where there is a little bit of challenge? Will you let it go, or will you keep moving forward? I'm just wondering. I usually move forward. If I have to be honest with you, why? Because I think that in any situation, there is good things and of course there is bad thing. The bad thing is probably the problem that the situation is creating right now. I am not an expert in communication as Dr. Tonia, but I think that this situation gave me an opportunity to address maybe a problem that maybe someone will be meeting at some point in life, or maybe it's a situation that you all have met already. Hi Richard, I'm so happy to see you here. From British Columbia. Yes, we had Dr. Tonia on board, but we had a little bit of problem. Okay, hi Dr. Tonia, are you back on track? Can we hear your voice? I see her. I can definitely see her. Let's see if she can talk. Can you hear me? Oh no, she went back again. She's trying to figure out. Please bear with her as she's coming. Please bear with her. So I'm gonna keep on talking and see if she's able to come back and see if she's able to share, because I think that her message is very, very important. Hi, Dr. Tonya, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes?
Hello. Oh,
Oh, I can hear you.
okay, great. I just switched to my phone. So we're gonna make it work. We're gonna work through these technical changes and
Yes,
still communicate. Sorry
yes,
about
that's
that.
what we have to do. I see someone saying, yes, you are teaching a master class in agility. That's so true.
Yes, yes,
What do you do when the fire is on? Like,
yes.
you
Yes,
just,
you have to make it happen. I remember I was doing a training for a large organization, and we tested everything in advance 15 minutes before the Wi-Fi went out in the whole area. And so I had luckily I always have like a workbook and stuff. I've been teaching for 20 years. I can make it happen with or without technology. And so this, bear with me as this is
no,
like
it's
literally
the,
on my
it's the
phone, but we're gonna work it
greatest
out.
lesson to start our conversation. This is the best lesson to start our communication conversation. We're talking about shattering boundaries, but sometimes environment is against us, right?
Amen. Yeah,
Some people
definitely.
feel like they are in a company where they can't say anything because they
Mm-hmm.
have leaders that are stopping them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or some people, because they have a disability,
Ooh,
feel like they're not in advantage like everyone else. So we're
wow.
talking about being real right now. We
Yes, but
were
no, no,
real with the
no. Our
technology problem.
whole our whole theme for today is accessibility. And look at where we having challenges with accessibility through the internet. Like without accessibility, you don't even have a pathway in.
Yes.
That is powerful. And so, like, we have to be the ones to create that pathway to allow access for everyone to join the conversation and for everyone to have accessibility into the space, where you are. And so, yeah, this is just very,
This is a strong lesson. Look, one other thing that I can share also with the audience is the word persistence in communication,
Mhm.
persistence in accessibility. Are you intentional, right?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
and I are so intentional in a way that we want to share this value. And
Yes.
although there have been a little bit of challenge, we kept on pushing. Can we find another way? Maybe we haven't explored another way, right?
Yes.
So I am definitely encouraging like people, no matter where you are, no matter the situation, the environment, the technology, the ability, think about different ways to
Mhm.
accomplish your goal. But I
Mhm.
will let Dr. Tonya talk about it more. I'm excited. What
Yes.
does communication
I
mean?
know. It's like, you know what? I've been one of those people that the more things that come against you, it just makes me want it even more. Like if someone tells me I can't, then it's like everything today we have been on we before this started, we have been trying to work and make this happen, and like the more challenges come against that just tells me that we need to do this even more.
That's
But what it reminded me of, I taught at a university in Atlanta, Clark Atlanta, and their motto was find a way or make one, and that is exactly what we are doing now. When you are faced with challenges, whether it's professionally, personally, and people might be trying to, or various things may limit your accessibility, we have to find a way or make one. And I wasn't going to let my computer situation, I said, if whether I have to get I'm going to find a way to make this happen. But no, and that's true whether it's through your job. It might be going through a different person, it might be making sure that you create the proper channels to allow others to have that accessibility. But it's just important that, from a corporate sense, that obviously your goal should be for everyone to have a voice, for everyone to be able to have a space that's safe for them to share and for them to contribute. Because what research has found is that the best decisions are made, and there's more synergy, collaboration when everyone has an opportunity, to share and give voice and bring their knowledge to the table. So it's really in the best interest of everyone.
definitely, definitely. And I agree. Diversity in communication, diversity in individual, because as we're all human beings, of course, we are also all very unique. We
Hmm.
went through different experiences, different stories, and we also had gathered different skills along the way. Not only
Hmm.
that, I think that also people have different perspective. You can be in a class sharing an information, and each student will take that information uniquely. So I love what you're saying when you say create a safe space to allow every unique individual to share and contribute. And I know, for example, in my line of work, that communication is not just a one way, it's not just through the voice. Like, for example, I help organization make digital product like website
Hmm.
inclusive to all clients, and that include client without disabilities and client with disabilities. The aim is really to provide options that are available for
Hmm.
all. Now, when we come and talk about communication, are there different ways that people can
Yes.
communicate to be more efficient?
I just thought about something as you were talking about websites and digital spaces, and definitely they should be ADA compliant. As a professor, and we had to make sure that our learning materials were, ADA compliant, that people had accessibility, closed caption, and all of that. But one thing that I appreciate that is involving language and communication that they did digitally at one of the universities that I taught at, was that on the website, at the top of the website, they made sure that I was teaching in Florida. There's a lot of, large Spanish population, a large Haitian, Creole population. You could press a button and the whole website would change to Spanish, you could press another button and the whole website would change to Creole, and you could do different things. And
Yes.
so they made it accessible, the information accessible, where sometimes a website can be difficult to navigate in your own language, let alone you trying to find things, in a
Different.
language that's not your native language. And so that's one way. It could be whether in your meetings, you're having a meeting with someone from a different country. Are you able to have a translator? Are you able to have someone in advance to make sure that the materials maybe can be translated into their language? Are you able to do things to prepare and be proactive? And
Yes.
so just like with that website, they're being proactive to make sure that that their clients have what they need to be
Mm,
successful. What can we be proactive in doing to make sure that our clients, our employees, our staff have what they need in advance? We're setting it up in advance to give
yeah.
them the opportunity and access so that they don't have to go through so many channels to try to find their own way or make a way or have, so we're putting those things in place.
Definitely, I love that. And I think that usually being proactive means also saving a lot of money because not being proactive will create delays. People are not
Hmm.
able to communicate well if you do not allow those proper channels to be in place. And
Hmm.
that will also stop, the flow of innovation, creativity also, right? Because
That's true.
when we feel like we cannot voice ourselves or
Hmm.
communicate with others, we usually also hold on to the ideas that could actually save or innovate something within the company. I love,
Yes.
for example, when you were talking about the different ways of communicating with people, and you say, be proactive, bring in place all that is needed for a good communication. Like next
Hmm.
week, for example, I will have a guest on my channel, and this amazing guest is deaf. So I
Hmm.
need to bring a sign language interpreter to
Hmm.
facilitate the communication between the both of us so we can share value. So you can see
Yes.
that what you're saying makes so much sense. So
Oh my
are
goodness.
we proactive in the way
Yes.
we use communication to leverage and create success within the company? I also want
Mhm.
to quickly acknowledge Tabitha, who just said that the situation we just happened to live, you are demonstrating the theme of our discussion. Well done, ladies. Thank you so much, Tabitha.
Thank you, Tabitha. Yeah, we both know Tabitha. But yeah, what you just said, I experienced, I was recently flying from a training, and the people to my right, it was a couple, and both of them were hearing impaired. And literally, I had not, two situations happened when I was on the plane that day. One was from a physical disability, that there was, a young lady who, and she was shorter, and she could not even reach the luggage, compartments. And I'm like, I didn't even think about how they're able to, address situations where, whether they're in a wheelchair, whether they're in different things, that you need to have things in place. And then the couple next to me, I know a little bit of sign language, very, very little bit. I can spell my name and say, how are you? And it was just, I could see them when they even asked for something to drink, typing what they wanted. But wouldn't it be awesome if there was an airline that catered in advance to make sure that whether someone is blind or hearing impaired or different things, that there's different ways to communicate what they need, on the plane. And it's just, it not only, it makes you money. Like, how many more people would want to fly that airline when they know that they're going to be, in a place that honors them, that,
Yes,
helps them and celebrates them. So what you talked about, it not only, you could be losing business when people, whether it's a website, people come and they're not even able to navigate it because of language barriers or accessibility barriers, but you could be losing business, but you could also be gaining business by taking those proactive steps and making sure in advance that people have what they need to be able to do business with you. And people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And when they see that you care about them and their situation, then I mean it's going to translate to more and more business overall.
Definitely, definitely. I agree 100% with that. I think, is there a way to capture, like we're talking about being proactive, what can companies or professional or leaders or even people with
Hmm.
disability suggest so that, leaders or decision makers can put a system in place to capture those information or that information, I would
Yeah.
say, ahead of time. One thing
Hmm.
that comes to mind for me is getting feedback, having a proper
Hmm.
channel maybe for feedback. But I wonder, from your perspective, what can they do?
So it's so funny you should ask this. I literally just finished an online training on this very topic, helping them develop a plan. And I'll do it from two ways. You can develop a personal plan that you personally will seek to learn more about, whether it's a different culture, whether it's different needs or accessibility, like just being
Yes,
aware and being informed will help you see things differently and see ways that you can make things more accessible. But then also corporately, it should be part of your mission and part of your plan. And that means that you put your money where your mouth is, and that there are people in place and teams hired to address this very situation, that this is not like a one time, one and done thing. This is an ongoing, you know,
yeah,
situation, as far as like you need to have people in place to address these issues, and making sure you create space for everyone. Like you said, feedback is critical within the company internally as well as externally,
yes,
and doing an assessment to see how people's needs are being met. Are there ways that you can be more proactive in meeting their needs?
yes,
And then doing what you need to do, hiring people. Whether you need to have translators and accessibility, and making sure, like people like you, to make sure their website is
yes,
taking care of, people like me to come in and do training for,
yes,
the company and different things to help them make sure that they are aware and doing as much as they can to allow everyone to have voice and to let everyone
yeah.
be a part of the conversation.
Definitely. How many people, and this is me asking the audience very quickly, do you think that communication is key in everything that we are doing? If yes, put just yes in the comment section. I just love when we're discussing things like that, that also the audience has an input in. But I think that definitely communication should be key in everything,
Hmm.
even in a relationship as well as the professional part of it. One thing that came to mind when you were sharing a little bit around communication was also the fear of communication. And thank you, Tabitha. I see you put yes. And thank you, LinkedIn user. You also put a yes. And that's so true. One thing that came to mind is that communication is essential, but some people fear
Hmm.
communication. Some people are afraid of talking. Some
Hmm.
people are afraid of sharing ideas, perhaps because of situations that have happened in the past with them, or perhaps just because of their own character, right? Some people are very introverted while some people are very extroverted. How can we, what are the baby steps to help somebody be comfortable in communication? And I think this is important because I have been
Hmm.
also in places where the company had initiative, but they were afraid to reach out to more people within the company.
Hmm.
Like from one division to another division, they sometimes just stay in silo, just in one
Yeah.
place. While, once they start talking to more people, embracing more people, this is really where you see big success, big steps. So I wonder, how can people who feel uncomfortable communicating can start having those baby steps to be more, confident?
And so, yeah, that's why I said personally, it starts with knowledge. A lot of times people have fear because they don't have the information and they don't have knowledge and experience in that area. And so they fear what could happen because they don't know. And so the more you educate yourself, the more you surround yourself with people who are able to give feedback and share, and then you're able to understand. Once you have understanding, that will eliminate a lot of that fear. And there still might be some hesitancy there, but if you have a greater understanding, then you'll be able to move past that and be able to see ways that you can make a difference and be able to affect change within your company. But it's always good, like you said, like instead of operating in silos, that it's an organizational mission that comes from the top all the way down, and so that everyone is on board and everyone knows that this is a part of the
Mm,
culture of our company.
yes. It has to be intentional. I love it.
Yeah.
So we are on the top of the hour, but I wanted to say something very quickly. I know that a lot of people also have imposter syndrome. Life is a journey. We're always learning. We may not be perfect. Why? Because there's always something new happening in the environment, right? Technology is always improving. There's so much. We can't know it all. So what I will say, and I want to bring back what Dr. Tonia said on her page, let people hear your voice. You may not have all the information where you are right now, but you are probably on the journey to make things better. That's okay. Share whatever you have where you are. As you're sharing with people, you will collect feedback. You will learn a new style of communicating. You will start becoming comfortable. The hardest part is just to start. But I trust that you are an incredible, amazing person. So, what is the last word you want to share with the audience, Dr. Tonya?
So, I just say to start, like you said, baby steps count. Start with one thing. It might be reading a book. It might be talking with someone that's in a, culture different space that you want to learn more about just by listening and taking time to learn and making that a priority, something that you intentionally do and put on your schedule that this is something you want to do, can make a difference. And over time, you'll see that change.
Oh, definitely love it. So, where can people find you, Dr. Tonya?
So it's Dr. Tonia Fenor on everything. Definitely, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, it's Dr. Tonia Fenor, drtoniafenor.com. Dr. Tonia Fenor basically on everything. And so definitely, I'd love to hear your feedback, love to hear from you. If you need training in intercultural communication, different things for your company, then yes, definitely reach out and we would love to talk with you.
Definitely. I am super excited about it. If you have noticed, she's persistent. So if she's working with your company, she won't let you down. No, she is intentional as she is really bringing on board some of the element that you may not have seen or you may just have missed. She's going to make that happen. And she is a very, very open person. I love how she smile. I love how she share. So please feel free to connect with Dr. Tonya. And my name again is Flora Basie. I am so happy to have you, and I will wish you a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.